One of the first times I ever had it, or did it, I felt like I was having a heart attack. And I was just like, and I'm going to lay in this bed for 12 hours, terrified of the world.
The first time,
that was my first experience with edibles. That's scary.
My first experience, I felt like it had no effect at all. My second one, I think it gave me a headache or something. And I never had anything pleasurable happen from it. And maybe I'm just not wired for it. I don't know. But yeah, the motivation, like I said, was honestly, it wasn't like for a high or anything like that. It was like, well, yeah, I kind of want to know what the scoop is. And I feel like I still didn't get it, though. Like I need that thing that people like to know what the whole deal is with it. What I have apparently is a tiny minority, because there's hardly anyone who uses pot and who goes, yeah, it's terrible, it sucks, you know, but that's where I am.
Yeah.
So
I want that to be the thing you said to the guy that was passing it to you, though. Let me see what the scoop is on this. Like, okay.
Maybe I've just watched one too many Joe Rogan documentaries, but I feel like we need to be doing acid. I feel like we need to see what that's all about.
No, man. I love Rogan. I hopped on. I listen to him so much, but when he starts talking about that spacey world could be a simulation, like we're all a droplet, I'm like, stop it. Stop.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Like he's entertaining.
I respect it.
Mm-hmm. All that shit with like, oh, mushrooms, monkeys ate mushrooms, and that made them us, and now, you know, this is science. And then he has like some crackpot on there who's like, yeah, I mean, it's like totally legit. And like Joe is like legitimately, you know, he wants to believe that stuff is true more than he actually believes it. I think he's intrigued by the idea of it because he seems like a smart dude, obviously, but just the way he's like, they theorize that by panspermia, an asteroid with a mushroom on it landed, and then it started growing in cow shit, and monkeys ate out of cow shit, and it's like, dude, we're already 6 leaps down the rabbit hole, and none of this means anything. It means that there were monkeys that were getting high. Can we still eat them to further improve our mental state? Because when people eat them, they kind of just look like they're tripping out and not with reality at all.
He takes these psychedelics and then he acts like he's having he says he's having new thoughts and he's expanding his brain and he's thinking about the world in ways, and everyone should do this so that their brains can have experienced the stuff that his has, right? Like we need these out of this world crazy thoughts. But when I hear his out of this world crazy thoughts, they seem to have no value to me.
I don't know if I know that when he talks about certain things, he talks about how people have heard him and that's why they want to try it. I don't know if he says, I don't know if we should quote him saying that everyone should try it, because I know that like my big thing is I will probably never do like a straight up hallucinogenic like acid, because I don't want what's in here thrust out into the world at all. That seems like a bad day, because I don't know what'll come out. I think because the craziest thing I've ever done, and it was like one time, was Molly. That's it. And that's essentially Adderall with a bigger smile. That's it.
That sounds like a great time.
I mean, it's a fantastic time. It makes you feel like you could just have sex for 12 hours straight, but it's one of those things I would never recommend.
You can't?
In general, I think after a while I'm like, I got stuff to do. I'm 29 years old, okay?
I have a prescription for Adderall, and if I have like a real work day ahead of me where I have to like be going from dusk till dawn, I'll take 10 milligrams of Adderall to start the day and then 10 more around lunchtime, and I'm just go version of me.
Like the one pop shots. Those are scary. That's how you feel like you're having a heart attack.
My heart rate's a little bit faster, but it's not like blum 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 blum. It's nothing. It's nothing ever scary. I'm just like, it's time to work now. Like
I remember, because I've always had the time release, and it's like a nice slow like, oh, okay, I'm here. I'm more in the moment. But 2 VidCons ago, I ran out of my prescription because my doctor was on some trip. I wasn't able to do anything, so my friend gave me his. But it was like the one thing, and I just remember I was on a panel with the Fine Bros, and like some guy I'd never heard from Maker, and the entire time I was up there, I had taken a little extra right before I went on. I thought I was going to die in front of everyone, and it was the most terrifying experience of my life.
Why was there what made you think you were gonna die?
Because one, like, if you take too much, then it's essentially just like one of the biggest legal uppers on the market. And so all of a sudden my heart's pumping, and then I hear this guy from Maker spouting this bullshit that I was getting so angry about because he was talking about how he could successfully market 20,000 channels at the same level, right? And it was just like, there's so many small people that you're not getting to. And so I was like getting really worked up, but I was like
Meanwhile,
trying
your
to keep it
hands are
inside.
clammy, probably.
Oh
You're
yeah,
just-
and I'm just like, oh my god. And so I just let the Fine Bros ream them like they always do, very successfully.
I've tried Adderall one day and I didn't notice it.
No?
Yeah.
You're just not affected by substances.
Oh, maybe you're
might
like
be a
maybe like
superhero.
Bruce Willis in Unbreakable. Have you ever been sick, Woody?
I can't stop coughing.
No, I really like Adderall. I like to take it, like I said, when there's a big work day ahead, and I feel so much more positive about the work that has to be done. It's like normally I'd feel like it was drudgery, like I got to go out and I got to dig fence pole holes and I've got to put in all this stuff and I've got to do this fencing and I've got to build this structure and weld all this stuff up. It's like I don't want to do that. But then I'll take Adderall and like eat some cereal and I'm just like, we're gonna work now. Oh, all the kinds of work. Yeah, let me get my tools. Let me get my tool belt. Like you just want to do stuff, and I'm excited about what needs to be done, and I even want to do it well. So
I get that naturally. Not always the anticipation of work like you described it, but the completion is like I get a big reward out of that. My reward system works that way. Heck, today I installed a bunch of light bulbs. And it seems like nothing, but it was 11 light bulbs, which is a good amount. And I had like fixtures to disassemble and reassemble. And when I was done, it was like, yeah. I called my wife. Hey, I got all the light bulbs in. She's like, that's great. Did you get the hallway? Yeah, I got the hallway. It was hard, but it's perfect now. And, it was hard. I had to disassemble and whatever. Like I've done long-term tasks like woodworking and stuff that takes me 3 months to finish a piece, just because I know the high at the end.
But see, with
Have you ever
Adderall,
done it
you
with
would
a-
be even better.
Have you ever done it with a resting heart rate of 140 beats? Because
Probably
until
not.
you've done that, you've not been at peak performance. I promise you.
Dude, my heart rate, I don't know if it's true anymore, but like when I was in college, incredibly high. Like
Really?
I'd hit like 250.
What?
That's not. No, it didn't. You're not a
Like, I
squirrel.
don't-
Yeah, no,
like
it
every
did. So like
3 minutes?
so what would happen is we'd train, right? Like in swimming, I was a collegiate swimmer, and we train, and then they'd ask people to like do their heart rate. I measured it
supposed to be
myself.
lower.
Oh, they're like the way they say to do it is you take 220 and you subtract your age, which would be about 200 for me is my maximum heart rate at the time. But you'd measure it and people wouldn't believe me, so then they'd measure it themselves, and these are other swimmers, coaches, people who know how to take a heart rate. And then I've used the the electric kind that like goes around your chest. That's just a thing. My heart used to go fast.
Were you like the
You
big kid
are
on the
Bruce
swim
Willis
team?
from Unbroken.
Was I
That
what?
is- were you like the big kid on the swim team? Because if you're on the swim team, I imagine you're pretty in shape. Because usually
Yeah.
people that are in shape have a lower resting.
Yeah, I
It's
broke
like
records
4
high
beats
school,
per
college. Even as a freshman, I was one of the leading point
Oh
getters.
wait, yeah, 4 beats per second.
It's
Yeah,
like
you are Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I failed a for the lifeguard thing. You take annual physicals. I failed it because my heart rate was too quick. They made me go and get like an EKG and stuff, and I had to get like a second
His
doctor's opinion.
midichlorians couldn't possibly be this high.
I love Kyle's face as you say this. He's like, no, it's not.
Oh,
No,
you're still not buying it?
I'm just thinking to myself, is he a superhero?
Yeah, no, because at this
Because,
point we
like-
had like fellow athletes, coaches, electronic measuring devices, and doctors with electronic measuring
I
devices.
believe you.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's a
wondering if
thing.
you are in fact a superhero.
No, I'm old now. I'm nothing.
So was Bruce Willis in Unbreakable.
Yeah, but that was always the thing. Like my heart went like I don't even know if it's healthy. Like to have it go quick like that.
I think
No.
we need to shoot you in the arm just to be sure.
Yeah, that's like
see
hamster
if-
speed. How long does a hamster live?
Because
6
I mean,
months?
worst case scenario, you got a cool scar to brag about. Best case scenario, you turn out to be some sort of invincible Superman, and we can start marketing that.
It sounds like a
There's a
horrible
lot of
idea.
distance.
I'm gonna need
between
I'm
the
gonna need you
best
for some
and worst.
videos if you're bulletproof.
If
I
like-
mean,
didn't Bruce Willis get hurt? I guess he's never even had an
only by-
injury.
only by water.
Yeah, his weakness was that he could not swim.
You could be drowned.
It beats the Green Lantern. What's his weakness? The color yellow? That's bullshit.
No, God damn
The
it! Not the
color
color
yellow.
yellow.
What is it then? How real close am I?
He doesn't have any weaknesses. He's got the ring. As long as he doesn't lose his focus, his belief in himself. As long as he hangs on to that. If self-doubt is how you beat the Green Lantern, you make him think that he's done something bad, and he starts doubting himself. He starts doubting his powers, and then they literally diminish instead of figuratively diminishing. That's how you beat the Green Lantern.